Hello everyone, I'm just at Bishopwearmouth Cemetery. This lovely little building is the old Catholic cemetery chapel. It's not open, but it has been refurbished in the last few years. I've seen some pictures inside of it. Again, the cemetery opened 1856, and this little chapel was the smallest out of all of the three that were here, probably because there wasn't that many Catholics in the borough of Sunderland as the other religious factions or congregations or sects. Again, listed building. This whole side of the cemetery, running from Chester Road to Hilton Road, I'll just scan around. Hilton Road over there. The houses in the distance must be 400 or 500 metres away. I've only ever done a couple of videos down on this side. There's loads of interesting stories, but for some reason it's an area I neglect for some reason. But over here is the old Catholic section of the cemetery. There's lots of Irish names in here, obviously. I'm guessing there's a newer Catholic section somewhere up top of Hilton Road area that way, but I don't even know. I don't actually know today, even though I do all these stories, whether all the graves are separated into religious factions now, or whether everybody just gets put together in the same wards, whether you're Catholic or Anglican. There's still the Jewish section up the top. Shevlin, good Irish name. This is one thing you'll see in a lot of Catholic cemeteries is, of your charity pray for the repose of the soul of James Shevlin. When I used to look in the burial records, there was a lot of people who were buried in this particular section where there was no service. Another name, Hughes, Alpin. John Alpin, who died fortified with rites of Holy Church. If they ever say Holy Church, it's a good clue it's a Catholic section. I think one of the reasons that there might have been a lot of service for a lot of Catholic people was there if they hadn't paid the fees to the priests and so on. I don't think they were covered by the parish relief. I'm just speculating. I haven't really researched it. I just notice it in the burial records. A lot of the burials without a religious officer here were down in this particular section. There was others in other sections as well, but there seems to be a lot more down here. The purpose of my visit is actually this far corner here. I'm just heading down there in a moment. I think this is the boundary. Now there was occasions where somebody was accidentally buried in the wrong section, which caused a bit of a hoo-ha. It was very strictly controlled. Something being a mix-up back in the day. I'm going to walk around to this bottom corner because I think this one's a Catholic one as well, judging by some of their memorials. Of your charity, pray for the soul of Annie, the beloved wife of Edward Quinn, fortified with all the rites of the Holy Church. Yeah, it should be. Let's have a look, because there's a few Commonwealth War graves. That's our destination over there. Just see some of these. As I say, you're a bit out the way of the centre area down here. There's Thomas Ganley, East Yorkshire Regiment. Another Hughes, and then look, we've got 5 Commonwealth graves just as far away from the centre as you can get down here. M. Downey, DLI, J. Hunter, DLI, Both died in 1916, and we've got another 3 here, so possibly Catholic soldiers. S.P. McAllister. That looks like the Canadian Army Medical Corps, 1916, 5th of August. And another name, J. Murphy, DLI, 1916. And East Yorkshire Regiment, P. English, 1916. Strange, most of them are all 1916. This section down here is the original Jewish burial ground in Bishopwearmouth. The previous one was down Ayers Quay, which I've done a couple of videos of before. So with the opening of all these municipal cemeteries like Bishopwearmouth, Knowles and Sunderland Cemetery, most of the churchyards, burial places were closed down by order, and all burials were forced to be in these brand new cemeteries which were away from built up areas. So this is the first Jewish burial section, so 1856. There's 2 more in the cemetery. There's a newer one, well I say newer, it was the one which replaced this one I think around early 1900s, late 1890s or something, up near the crematorium, but the latest one is on the Hilton Road side, about 500 metres in front of where the camera is facing, but that's completely locked up now, so you can't access that. So this is the Jewish one. Some of them are in Hebrew, some are Hebrew, mixture of English. Fortunately I don't read Hebrew. Great middle name. In ever fond and unfading memory of our beloved mother, Cecile Hinder Davis of 3 Park Terrace, Sunderland. I have a feeling Park Terrace was part of Toward Road, just opposite Mowbray Park. She died 1893, aged 45 years. Some Hebrew. Levi and Naomi Steinberg. There's quite a few Wolf family members in Sunderland back in the day. So you have this one right here, you have a Hebrew section, and at the bottom, sacred to the memory of Levi Harris Wolf, elder son of the late Joseph Wolf, born May the 12th, 1856, year 5616. So I'm guessing that's Hebrew for, oh, I don't know. And then Nissan, that's on P's on lots of them. You are not forgotten, dear one. Another Wolf, Hyam Levy. George Ashes. So it's a quiet little corner of the cemetery down here. Just seeing the names. Kalewski, Friedman, Joseph. Another Joseph. Another memory of our dear father, Tobias Joseph, who departed this life on the 21st of Shabbat, 5659, corresponding to February the 1st, 1899, aged 94, gone but not forgotten, deeply mourned by his children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren. God rest his soul in peace. I'll show you another one. I've visited here before. And if you remember, there was a toy shop in Sunderland called Joseph's, and I think there's some other businesses. It was before I arrived here, but anybody from a bit older than me, well, probably just younger, but who lived here most likely remember Joseph's. The originator, the first Joseph, is over here somewhere. So this is where it all comes from, in loving memory of Joseph Oleszowski, who departed this life something 14th, I think that's 1893, aged 50 years, sincerely mourned by his something children. That's where the name Joseph comes from. I don't know much about the history. Somebody asked this question about this particular grave when I did a video here, so I had a quick check and had a look into him. And sadly, he took his own life, and it was his sons who started up the business. Somebody also mentioned there's a wooden headstone in here, which is quite rare. I didn't notice it on me last time. I don't think. I can only think of 2 other wooden headstones that I've come across in the Sunderland cemeteries, and that's 2 over me and all. And this beautiful little thing here, that's still standing after all these years, so it's got to be late 1800s or early 1900s a push. Just a piece of wood. The plaque that's in the middle is long gone. Might not be able to see because the sun's shining, but there it is. Just a little wooden headstone. There we are, that's Hilton Road. Just in this quiet little corner. I say quiet with the bloody road going past, but do you know what I mean, in terms of it's quite part of the cemetery, in the terms that you won't ever get many people down here. It's so far away. More Freedman, more Wolf, more Joseph. So that was just a little trip to quite a section of the cemetery. I don't visit that often. So if you want to help grow the channel, please click on the subscribe. And if you did enjoy the video, please give it a like. And I will see you next time.